Like most guitarists, I love gear, whether it be amps, guitars, pedals, cables, or even accessories like cables and fret wraps. I love seeing everything that can be changed to get you that much closer to the sound in your head. And, like most guitarists, I have my dream gear pictured in my head. For some people, it's already out on the market and it's either a matter of finding a way to afford it, or it's something more affordable that's become a staple of their rig. But, what do you do if the gear that you dream of doesn't exist? Now, most people find a compromise to get close to what they want. I'm not most people. I had an idea for a pedal that did not exist on the market, and I took it upon myself to find a way to bring this idea to life. The end result was something even better than I pictured, and has become a staple of my rig. I present to you my secret weapon, the Stormbringer. Stormbringer has three main effects: fuzz, bit crusher, and octaver. It's the brainchild of me and Marcos Mena, a friend of mine, and the reason this pedal even exists in the first place. Outside of being an absolutely insane guitarist, Marcos also happens to run a pedal company called Fruit Effects. Now, although nowadays they're known for their pedals like the Melon Cube or the Frog pedal, they first got their start doing custom builds, and it was the options that Marcos was exploring that made me want to work with him in the first place. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take it back to the beginning. The creation of this pedal goes all the way back to fall 2024. Around this time, a band that I was in just started getting opportunities to gig, which is great, but the issue for me was the majority of my tone for how I recorded their songs would be coming from a digital rig. Specifically, my recording signal would be going into my DI and then messing around with Neural DSP and other plugins to get the majority of my sound. As a result, there were effects that I would use that I did not have on my pedal board. To try and bridge the gap between my digital and live rigs, I began looking for a pedal that could cover my needs. Immediately, the Quad Cortex and any other modelers were out of the discussion, as that was above my price range. I realized the solution would have to be more compact, a pedal that could fit right into my board without taking up too much space. With that idea in mind, I set out to find someone who could help realize my idea. Finding a builder was a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. Either the people I reached out to had no interest in working on the project, or they were quoting me near four figures for something they weren't sure they could even fully realize. I was ready to give up on the pedal as a whole, but as a last-ditch effort I reached out to Marcos in hopes that he'd be willing to take it on. Luckily, he was really interested in making this pedal come to life, and he actually sat down to talk with me about the building process for the pedal. Were there any really memorable builds or anything that stuck out to you? Like when you were doing custom?
Probably yours. Because you were like, what if we just combine these things all together? So I was stoked. I was down, I was stoked, but I was just hoping that you would be stoked and stay stoked, because worst case, you get this massive pedal and you're really excited about it, but then maybe you're later oh, this is actually really bulky, or I don't like one of these sounds, because it's not like a Neural DSP where you can just be oh, I don't like this one anymore, and you just
yeah.
But I was happy that you were down to try new sort of sounds, just these interesting reduced texture parts, and so when you combine them, it's pretty cool. I mean, it was I had to look at my calendar, just be I don't have anything else to do today. Okay. So the scariest thing was the power jack. I had drilled it in a part where there was actually supposed to be a support beam for the back plate. So I did it symmetrically, so it's right in the middle. So luckily it did actually go in, but I was worried that the power jack wouldn't stay in place. So that was that took about 10 minutes of me just freaking out about that. Once we were there, we just had to create the three different effects, and then I had never wired three effects together. So you have to basically instead of having on the foot switch, instead of it going straight to the jack, you have it go to the next effect. So I just had to double and triple check all the wiring every single time. So I would after every effect was installed, I'd have to take a break and just look. I was just really nervous, and I was just great, I hope this is what he was looking for, because that's the other thing with building custom stuff. Some people expect one thing and then they just don't get what they want. They're not stoked. So
real quick, I just want to give a big thank you to Marcos for the interview. It was great being able to talk to you about pedals and pedal building. For anyone interested, I will be uploading the whole 30-minute interview to YouTube in a few days. I'm sure by now you're probably tired of hearing the story behind the pedal and you just want to hear what it sounds like. Although I've used it in some posts over the past few months, I figure it's best that I give a demo that just shows exactly what it was built for. So, without further ado, here's Stormbringer in action. is something that symbolizes my path in music. Much like the pedal, it wasn't easy to get where I am now. It took a lot of time, effort, and thought about what I wanted to do. But the result is perfect. This pedal is everything I wanted, and it's going to be something that I use for the rest of my career. It's a constant reminder that patience pays off. It's in the eyes of several builders I had reached out to, what I was asking simply wasn't possible, or was it worth doing. I'm sure that some people who watch this video will want a pedal like this. But unfortunately, Fruit Effects no longer offers custom builds. Although this pedal currently exists only with me.
Yeah, well, maybe maybe that's the next thing I should do, is just make that, you know?
I've already done the impossible once. Maybe I could do it again.